How we going? This is my, won't say last video for the year, but Christmas JB special. Just a bit of reminiscing and the understanding and the importance of time. Yeah, time. Proves everything. Proves everything. Can't run from time, time's with you. Imagine if time had feelings. How sad it would be being time. Because you would see people and you'd have to leave people. You would never come back to them, but you come around to them. And they're still there. Because they didn't move. Time passed them. And those other people that time saw keep up with time. So just a thought for time. If it was real, it's really got to be strong, doesn't it? It'd see a lot of heartbreak. So just a reflection on those that aren't with us today and for tomorrow. And for those that are with us or we've just met. And friends that you've made last year that are still here today. And what's it all mean? Time. Memories. You learn something.
In the quiet of the night, I hear your whispers calling me. But shadows dance where love once shone. Now it's just a memory. Every laugh, every tear still lingers in the air. But time has turned up.
Oh, fuck that up. Fucking idiot.
Whispers calling me. In the quiet of the night, I hear your whispers calling me. But shadows dance where love once shone. Now it's just a memory. Every laugh, every tear still lingers in the air. But time has turned our dreams to dust and left me in despair. Oh, I'm lost in fading echoes of a love that slipped away. Every promise, every moment haunts my heart every day. We were once a burning fire, now just ashes in the rain. Oh, I'm holding on to nothing, just the ghost of your name. My whole life falls in line. I prayed for you before I called you mine. Oh, I can't believe it's true sometimes. Oh, I can't believe it's true. I get to love you. It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you. It's a promise I'm making to you. Whatever may come, your heart I will choose. Forever I'm yours, forever I do.
I promise I won't leave you. I can't leave you. You're all I have. You're all I've ever wanted. I love you.
Look at yourself. Look where you stand. Alone, yes, but not broken. You've chosen to walk a path few dare to take. And because of that, the hatred follow you everywhere you go. You've been called arrogant for believing in yourself, cold for choosing your mission over people who would have dragged you down, stubborn for refusing to settle. You've been called selfish, heartless, and every other name that people throw at those they can't control. And yet, here you are, still standing, still moving. You hear the insults in your quiet moments. You feel the isolation when everyone else is laughing in their groups, pretending life is perfect. You see their smiles and wonder if maybe, just maybe, you've made the wrong choice. But stop right there. Look closer. Look past the surface of their grins and celebrations. What do you see? Lies, masks. The ones who claim to love are the first to abandon you when you fall. The ones who call you friend are the first to turn their back when you speak your truth. You've seen it before. You've lived it. You gave your trust to people who claimed to love you, and they left you bleeding. You sacrificed for their approval, and they rewarded you with betrayal. So tell me, was their love worth it? No. You learned the hard way that not all love is pure. Not all smiles are genuine. And not all hands extended to you are meant to pull you up. Some are meant to drag you down. And now, here you stand, unshaken by their hatred. Do you know why? Because you finally learned the truth. It's better to walk in your purpose alone than to wander aimlessly with a crowd. It's better to be hated for being real than loved for being fake.
And that's it. And I'm going to get copyrighted. But that's what it's about. The people who've met me since this channel, not the ones before, some of my subscribers I've never met, but we talk through Facebook, the normal avenues. And it's true what they say, there's no emotions in a message. But you can put those emotions in there. You can. It's how you word it, and it's also and what time you're sending them that message. Those things are emotion. So because you've sent it at a certain time, on a certain day, whatever, it tells you're bringing an emotion out in that person. Might be too late over there. I don't know. I don't know what the time is in England. I don't do that. If I'm messaging someone in England or America or in, China, I don't look at the time over there when I send it. I don't know if their phone's off or on, or if they've got their Facebook, whatever their messaging service is going to make an alarm. I don't know. But I send a message. What's in the message? Could be anything, But you get an emotion when you send messages to a person and they pick up that you're always sending it at their time when they're awake and not busy. It tells them, starters, you show them respect. You don't want to, put them out in any way. And that's all it really shows after a while. When your messages become not erratic, but out of place, you feel that you can message them whenever. That spurs an emotion in someone. That's telling someone something. This person's connected. Like we're told, breakfast is in the morning, lunch is in the afternoon, in the middle of the day, and dinner's at night. How many of us have woken up, we're not hungry? How many of us have had breakfast after waking up in the morning and had a bowl of cornflakes or just your favourite cereal that you normally have in the morning, but you're having it in the middle of the day, or you're having it at dinner? How fucking good does it taste then? It never ever tasted that fucking good like it does in the morning. It doesn't. And that's when you form a connection with food. Same with people. You get them out of the normal time. And then they look at your messaging different. One thing with me, I'll say, is I do wear my feelings and my heart on my sleeve. People might say I'm opinionated. Well, I can squash that one pretty quickly, right? I've worked in pubs for a very long time, and I've worked in those pubs, each individual pub, for a very long time. I know crowd controllers, security blokes who've worked in the industry for a very long time too, but they've never spent a long time in one place. They're always getting moved. Month or two here, but they never ever go back to where they've been moved from. But they've never been out of work. But it tells me this: they're opinionated, because that's why they're getting moved. They're not watching what's going on. They're not adopting the understanding of the area or the people that they're there to look after. I think the longest hotel I've ever stayed at was 9 years. Public bar. 9 years. That got whittled down, but I kept it. I worked it while I was working at that pub for 9 years. I was, because I was whittling down the days I was working there. But I worked there for a solid 4 years, 5 years, solid. And then I whittled them down because I wanted to work at this bar. I wanted to work there. It needed me, and I needed it. I needed it to learn, to take on something else, another different, walk of life, understand it. And it also needed me because I was willing to give that. And it's what the pub needed, was not making money, it was at their wits' end. And I needed it. It was good. And I was still working at the other one. So yeah, I was there at the other one for 9 years, but not at a full, I was whittling down the days. At one time, I was working at 4 different pubs a week, and one of them I'd worked at for 9 years, one I'd worked at for 7 years, the other one I'd worked at for 5 years, and the other one I worked at for, that 4.5 years. I'd given them my time, and they were all coming along. And they're public bars. The difference, point this out to people, the understanding of what a public bar is, or a local pub, to a nightclub is. Right? A nightclub, if you're busy, right, and I've worked in a busy one, Metro, and heat, and your crowd's infinite. It's never ending. I could stand on the door and I could tell 1,000 people to go get fucked. You can be the rudest fucking doorman in the world, right? And you're going to have a crowd. You could be a fucking dickhead. You could have the shittest security, the shittest fucking barmaids, right? And you're going to have a crowd. They're going to come. It's popular, right? It's just, but the people aren't coming back. Now, I worked at Heat. We had a crowd, right? How's this though? Every fucking Sunday, it was pretty much the same crowd we were for. Same people. We knew our crowd. They knew us. They'll come back. That said a lot. That said a lot to the owner about his bar staff, about his security, about his cleaning crew, everyone who worked. We all put in our time and effort to show, and we were rewarded by the patrons that kept on coming back. They felt safe. So when people say they've been in security for a long time, and they tell you that, they haven't given. So, my opinion, I know right and wrong. Right? And when I do something, yes, you know what you're going to get out of me? 100% is an emotion. You will. So be thankful to that. If I'm opinionated and that's what's going to stick, okay, I'll wear that. I'll wear that. But I don't tell stories either. I'm not a liar. I don't make things up. If I speak of something from years ago in my past, right, the way I speak, I don't speak in a manner where it's going to benefit me now. I don't pull things out of the closet that I did 30 years ago to get myself something now. People either know what I did, right, or they don't know, unless I tell them, or someone else. There's a lot of stories out there. We all have stories. I'm probably quite a unique character. I've been around a bit, and some of my stories might be hard to believe. But let me tell you, it is a story, and it's a real one. Whatever comes out of my mouth is not exacerbated, right? It's not stretched. I do put moods with my words to make people laugh, because some stories are pretty bad. So you got to put a bit of wit in there. I might put a bit of wit, but I'm not changing the story. My face might change. My body language might change. But that story that I know, that I went through, will come out exactly how it happened. Okay? For those people who know me, and you aren't in my life for whatever reason. And to my enemies that do know me, and I know you, right? We both know each other, don't we? Because you know what enemies can't do? They can't deceive each other. And they know each other well. Very well. I have good enemies, just like they have good enemies. I've had an enemy ring me up and say, mate, I'm sitting here, you know I don't like you, but I know it. This isn't true, because I know you. This fucking idiot saying this. He called me, my enemy. And he fucking told the bloke who was talking about me, he said, mate, I know him, and you're full of shit. And on the phone, on FaceTime, I watched him give this bloke a couple of fucking good whacks. That's a good enemy. If you're going to have enemies, make them a good opponent. Don't dress them up. It's who they are. Right? Don't make other people hate them for you. I don't. My enemy's my enemy. For whatever the reason. They know that, and I know why I'm theirs. And that's it. People who go out telling people they don't like people, and then telling them what, and then having them to form a narrative on where they stand, right? In a lot of cases, very wrong. But in what's happening is this: people do need to recognise right and wrong, because there is right and wrong. Doesn't matter who it's to. Let's take three mates. One mate lends another mate some money. That mate says, I'll pay you back. It comes to time paying back. That mate turns around and says, I'll lend me money. Fuck off, I'm not paying you. Just delay that. That friendship's pretty much over right there. But there's another one. There's a third that you both talk to. He's in the middle now. He's only in the middle if he doesn't do anything. You understand what I'm saying? He's got to recognise what was wrong, what happened there. Right, he has to. Because I'm sick of this, hearing this out there amongst friends, so-called friends of each other, when this happens. Right? What are you fucking talking to me for? He fucked me over. He's a dickhead. Oh yeah, alright, yeah he did, you know. He hasn't done it to me yet. How many times have we heard that from a friend who's sticking by and say, what are you doing? What's he doing? What's she doing? She's saying, or he's saying, what you did's okay. I'm here. Well, no, it's not. It's not okay. That's why there's a lot of people out there hurting. Right? Because people are doing this. Right? It's wrong. Friendship doesn't have to end, but it can be sorted out. But that friendship between them all is going to crumble. Each and every one of them will not talk to each other. You know why? Because they're only thinking of themselves. Self-happiness. The one who's standing there saying, where's my money? He'll end up with no one if he doesn't let that go. Even though he did nothing wrong, if he stands there and keeps on fucking going over it, chasing it, he won't meet new people. And he'll crumble too. And it's sad because the other two have caused it. We look to our friends for strength, for hope and understanding. We confide in our friends. Some of us even confide a lot more than what we do to our wives or our partners. I can tell you that because of Glenn. This is what I didn't tell you about Glenn. Glenn and I didn't meet each other through bikes. Glenn liked to go out to concerts and stuff like that. And, you know, Glenn's was selling bikes. He was into bikes. That was his role. And everybody can ride a bike. And you come across certain people, you cross paths. He was new to Australia and stuff. I wasn't. Anyway, he's out. And, you know, criminals buy bikes. Fuckheads buy bikes. Decent people buy bikes. I won't mention names, but, you know, he started working at Pablo's in the city. That's where he'd cut his teeth. And it was just, it wasn't even a meeting, it was an incident. And I stepped in and stopped it. It wasn't during the day. And Glenn was an innocent in it all. But he wasn't running. He was willing to, whatever come. He was a strong man. You can be very strong without violence. Now people look at me and say I'm very violent. Well, you know, have you seen me fight? Not many people have seen me fight. Not many people have seen me put hands on people. But there's a few that can tell you what I've done. And some of them don't speak about it. Because if he's gotten to that point where I need to put my hand on you, it's not my opinion. Just putting my hand on you. It's you. That's what you're doing. Being a dick. And I just move you. I don't want to play with you. I don't want to fight with you. That's not my job. My job's not to fight. My job is just to get rid of you. That's it. And anyone who's worked with me as a partner in security will tell you exactly that. Working with Justin, he doesn't bring trouble, but he ends it. You know why? I learnt to put the bin out. You know what never came in again? The fucking rubbish. Because I used to put 2 knots in the bag, and I'd make sure the fucking bin lid was closed. No rubbish ever came back in. Okay? So, you work like that, people will respect you. And the other rubbish that's rolling around does everything it fucking can to keep the fuck away from you. So that's how I work. Right. So, Glenn and I's friendship kicked from there. He soon realised that I knew a lot of people through bikes. I was into bikes, and certain people know me. And we both came after about a few months. Was both of us the way we think. And we were speaking, and I brought something up. I said, you know, we're getting along pretty good. I like this. And he said, yeah, I do too. And I said, well, if we're going to be mates, it looks like we are, then we're going to do it properly. I'm going to tell you everything about me and everything I've done. And he said, why is that? And I said, because Glenn, you're in sales, mate. You're going to deal with a lot of people. And unfortunately, in this world, if you're in sales and something like that, and your attitude, your reputation's everything you've got, and that also means in who you know. And you don't want to know. You don't want to be walking around with someone that society knows and hates. Okay, it's been the demise of many person. It's also been the uplift of many people. And he liked that. But I was thinking of him. I'm giving him the opportunity. But also telling him on how people might know me. I'm not red lighting myself. I'm not turning the light on. I'm not leaving the light on. I don't want people to know me. Right? But people do know me. Of course they do. People talk. Look who's talking about you. Stuff like that. And he was honest to me. We were brutally honest. Brutally. But we gained something from that day, that conversation, these. We opened up each other. We opened ourselves to each other, raw. And it could have gone bad. We could have both gone, no, I don't want a part of that. But we've shared a bit in that time. But what we've shown each other by doing it, that if we walk away from this, we have an understanding that we didn't have to say to each other, that we tell no one of what we heard from each other. That's one thing we didn't have to say to anyone. You don't have to see someone every day to be their best friend. And Glenn and I didn't make it a competition amongst the people we knew together and we got to know together. That he knew me more than them, or vice versa, you know. There was no competition amongst people. If you knew us, you knew us. That was it, you were in. But everyone sort of knew that Glenn and I had a bit of a connection. It was just a little bit more. How we protected each other. To what lengths we go to keep that friendship. So Glenn got married. He was married for 25 years. Three kids. And I never met one. I never met his wife. Yeah, Glenn died on the Sunday, Mother's Day. No one called me. People had my number. People knew. No one called me. Not the person who should have. The others, they would have, but they would have been thinking they're going to call because it's, you can see, that didn't happen. And you can call that a good thing. Because when I rocked up at the shop on the Monday to see my friend, I was met with a hug. Instantly. From David. Hey mate, how are you? Come here, you know. And he's giving me a hug and he's hugging me. I go, and he's, you know, give me a shoulder and I'm like, okay. Got this look at my face like, yep. Rightio. What's going on here? And he stood back and he's gone, you don't know. Fuck. The look of sadness, shock, terror, and just an overwhelming, oh my God, that I didn't know. That went through the place. Because I should have been held. I pretty much should have been the one that was told after his wife. No one told me. And he went in the shop. I heard two people yell. And what was yelled was this. You didn't think to ring Justin? Really? Justin. What the fuck's gonna happen now? What happened, and it was this. The people in that shop that knew me knew what I do. The others had no idea, and the others were the ones that were supposed to have told me, and they got a shock that I didn't do what they thought I'd do. I wasn't what they thought I was, but I could be. And what nailed that one in the coffin, what really sent that one home was this. When Kelly and Glenn's 3 kids came downstairs, they all stopped. And they're looking at me. And Kelly wrapped her arms around me and she's gone, Justin, his kids knew my name. She knew my name. She knew what I looked like, not from photos. She got an image of me on the way, from the way Glenn spoke about me. That topped everyone in the shop. Justin were close. He protected, as I did, our friendship. I may love you, but I love him too. I'm married to you, but he'll always be there, or she'll always be there. We've got to remember that. Most people who get married forget their best friends. Who's more important? That's a hard one. So, time tells. Time will tell. Now I've got Glenn's bike. It's hard. Because Glenn knew, and I definitely knew. That we knew each other better than our partners knew us. We could say things to each other that we wouldn't say to our partners, and we weren't doing anything wrong. And our partners have seen that now. Not Mary's seen that. She's gone, fuck. But we were there for each other. We were there to put the fires out for each other, not keep them going. We were there to make each other see the right path. Not because he's saying it right or I'm saying it right. It's the right path. You could call us whatever you want. Racist. We don't like that race. We don't like these people. That's a fucking idiot over there. And we've got every right to do that. But it's our actions that speak. And we would help anybody. And we did. We have. And we'll do. So, Merry Christmas. Have a happy New Year. Think of time. Think of where you are today. Think of who's with you and who's not. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I got a few text messages over the year, you know, and it was amazing, the timing. I got one from, you know, Glenn, the truck driver. I spoke to him today actually. And I said, if only you knew what was going through my head and what I'm doing right now when you said that. Andrew in Horsham. Scroat. Desi, Tassie, no. Julie, Danny. You know, Danny and I are good friends. Danny is Danny. I know that too well. But I got his back, yeah. And I'd also like to say for Danny, thank you. Because if really we all need to understand that if it wasn't for Daddy, I wouldn't have this channel. I wouldn't be here because I wouldn't have laughed at him doing something stupid. You know, so even if Danny and I end our friendship, it just goes off like World War III. Mortal enemies. I can't hate at all. I still have to give him thanks. And I think that's what we miss. And we misunderstand. That, like my ex, for example, I can't stand her. She's not a good woman. But there was moments in the relationship where she had me back. You can't hate it all. You can't dislike it all. To do that is going against the grain. So stop it. Something was building up though, and that's why you've separated. But at the same time, you've got to remember those special moments that you had with that person. Because they were moments. And you did connect. Brief. Still. It was real. They weren't faking it. Okay? And that goes for everyone. Your kids, a friend that you don't talk to anymore. And still give respect to your enemies. Depending on the enemy, of course. Like, you know, if they're a child molester, there's no respect whatsoever. But you know what I'm saying. So, time. Take care. Won't be my last video. And thank you. May you all have a safe and happy Christmas. And think of someone who's not with you anymore and why you're here. Yeah. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye. Go get a pie. Time.